on, everybody? I just wanted to jump on here and make a quick video. Don't mind me, I'm in uniform, I am on my lunch break, but I had a couple things pop up that I figured would be a good video. So I want to talk about 3 mistakes or things you could improve on as far as beginning lifting, weight loss, building muscle. So the first thing I want to talk about is make sure you have some guidance. Find somebody who knows what they're doing, somebody you can get advice from, somebody you can go to the gym with to help you, show you proper technique, form, and just guide you along starting out your fitness journey in the gym. And even with dieting tips, tools, and the proper way to approach it, if it's hiring a personal trainer or hiring a coach, nutrition coach to help guide you, it can help you avoid a lot of mistakes early on and get you started on the right track, so you can make the best progress you can when you start out. The next topic and thing I see a lot, and I did this myself, is when you start and you're like, I want to get in shape, I want to lose weight, I want to get jacked. People have a tendency to want to chase abs. You know, it's common, like, oh, I want to have abs, I want to, you know. But the thing with that is if you know you're a little bit overweight and you really don't have much muscle on you and you start dieting immediately, well, when you get down to having abs, you're probably gonna look really skinny and have no muscle, and you'll have abs, but you might look kind of weird, just really lean and skinny. You know, you won't really have much of a foundation built up. And that's kind of what happened to me. Is I chased abs all the time, and then you stop going to the gym and you gain another 15-20 pounds, so then you need to diet again and get abs, and you never really spend that first couple years building a foundation of muscle, so when you cut that weight down, you know, you look great. You know, you have a little bit of muscle built all over, you still have those abs popping. So chasing abs can be detrimental in the fact that you're never really building a good foundation of muscle. The first 1 to 3 years as a natural lifter, what I mean by that is if you're not taking any drugs or steroids, which is really prominent in fitness and lifting. If you ever scroll through Instagram and see, you know, half the people are probably taking something other than whey protein and creatine. So, you know, to do it as a natural lifter, you can make your best progression and gains in the first 1 to 3 years of lifting, depending person to person, genetics, genetic potential, and the way you train. So if you spend the first 1 to 3 years in a calorie surplus, just a little bit, you know, and you shoot to gain, you know, 2 pounds a month or something, you will make the best and most progress that first 3 years. Progress tends to slow down after that, and maybe you can gain 1, 2, 3, maybe pounds a year of muscle after that if you're really, you know, genetically gifted. But a lot of times people in the first 1 to 3 years can put on anywhere from 15 to 30 pounds of muscle. So you don't want to miss out on those first 3 years. And if you spend those first 3 years chasing abs, you just missed out on a ton of gains. And that's what happened to me. Until maybe a year and a half ago, I never stuck to like a building program or like plan on, I'm just going in here to build muscle. I was always chasing abs and trying to stay lean. And that's the biggest mistake I made. I did make progress and I did build muscle throughout the past handful of years lifting, but I was in a calorie deficit more than I was in a surplus. So tip number 2 is spend the first couple years lifting, building strength and size and staying in a surplus and not worrying about chasing abs, because abs will always be there. But if you miss out on that size the first 3 years, you know, it's something you really can't get back. The third thing I want to talk about, and this is probably one of the biggest problems I see a lot, is people do not track their food. One of the most important things you can do as far as gaining weight and losing weight and knowing what's happening with your body is tracking your food. Whether if you're losing weight, you need to know like what your deficit's going to be and how much under your maintenance calories you're eating. And you can figure that out with a simple macro calculator or calorie calculator. Find your maintenance and subtract it by 500 and eat at that for a week or 2. See what happens to the scale. If you're losing 1 pound to 2 a week, that's perfect. You know, if you're trying to gain a little bit of weight, you don't want to be gaining 2 pounds a week, 3 pounds a week. Give it a couple months and you're going to be 20, 25 pounds of fat and maybe 1 or 2 pounds of muscle. So you want to gain slow and steady. You know, you can't force muscle to grow any faster than it's going to. So why gain 5 pounds a week when you could gain a quarter to a half pound a week and still get the same amount of muscle at the end? It's just more fat to cut off later if you gain too much fat. So yes, bulking's cool, it's great. You can gain a ton of size, which you think is size, but it's really just fat. When you can just do it slow and steady by tracking your food and only eating 200 or 300 calories more than you need to eat. So, you know, it takes time, dedication. You need to meal prep. You need to buy a scale. You need to weigh everything. If you want to get really meticulous with it and be accurate and get the best, you know, the best results possible, you need to weigh your food. Whether you do meal prepping and you have a meal plan, or whether you track macros, flexible dieting, any sort of whatever diet you do, keto, carb cycling, whatever. At the end of the day, it's all about your calorie deficit, but you can't create that if you don't know what your deficit is and you have no idea how much you're eating. So I would say that is the third most important thing in reaching your muscle gaining or weight loss goals. I think I'm gonna wrap it up for this video, but hit that subscribe button, give me a like, leave any questions, comments below, and we'll get back with another video soon.